Ahoy Gents, Frankie Day here. Okay guys, for the Sunday is video 6 from my building boat's Spanish galleon Isabella. I've been working on this in the gorge fork here. I'll probably have a video on the gorge fork right after this video, guys. Then later on this evening we'll have another online build for the Airfix 1/72 scale Victor. So be sure to stay tuned for that. I have another video of that. Okay guys, we'll get back to this here. I went back and did some tidying up on the build. There's a few flaws that I made overlooked or something because I got overzealous during the construction, and I kind of kicked back a little bit after the build and looked at it, see if I could find anything, and I found a couple of errors. I did, oh boy, how the hell did I miss that? So I guess we spend a lot of time on these things, guys. You got to back off and rest your eyes a little bit because they'll play tricks on you. And we get a fresh set of eyes, you look at your work and oh my God, how did I do this? So, always a good rule of thumb is always check your work right after you build. Then you can't go wrong. Okay guys, I did some tidying up and I did some more building on this thing. I should have had this hull completely done by tonight. All I have to do is just plank up a few. I got about 6 straights of I got 6 strakes, and this thing is fully planked, and add the cap rail. And I got to go down below the water line. I put some little bit of filler around there where they got a piece that fits the back of the transom. I should have had that piece on there before I even prepared the bottom of the water line of the hull. But the way I was reading the instruction booklet and looking at the plans behind me, it looked like that come in time. But so everything is all tied in together as one unit, and so I got to remove some of that little filler I put down there at the bottom of the water line so I could tie it in with the bottom of the transom. Now once the hull is completely planked, I'm going to go ahead and open up the shutter bays. I got about like an 8 shutter bays that got to be opened, and I got the shutter bays installed already on the hull here. They're in closed position. They're false walls they give you, false shutter bays they give you, simulating the real deal. And so these Spanish galleons are pretty well armed. For the 1500s, 14th, 15th century where they were, they're pretty well designed and pretty shipped for its time. And this building kit's really has sprung back to life, guys, since I opened up the box to start the build. I mean, this polyurethane really sprucing up the wood in this thing. It's really, somehow stuff like that really makes old wood look brand new when it's done. So right now at this video, I'm going to prepare the video for the gorge fork, and I'm going to rip me a bunch of plank so I can plank the remainder of this deck. This deck and the poop deck, and also your main deck has got also you got a catwalk that goes from the main deck up to the forecastle, and that's got to be all planked before the rest of the remainder of the shears of the aft section hull's got to be planked itself. We will review that once we take a look at the build. Okay guys, we'll swing around and take a look at Isabella and show you how much old Frankie Day's done on her. Okay guys, here she is right there. So far I got I'll put the shear beam on here, port and starboard. That's all been installed. Now I'll swing this down a little bit more this way, but I'll tear it over. And all set to be planked, guys, is from the shear beam all the way up to the end of the transom. But before I do that, this here deck has got to be planked. I've been having the second thoughts. Let's give this thing a contrast of woods. If I should leave this deck natural, because that polyurethane brings back the deck lines on here. But another thing too is this thing should be planked, because the rest of this deck has been planked. So the remainder has to be planked the same. So I got my plank stripper. I'm going to rip me out a bunch of planks, and we'll go ahead and plank this deck, the poop deck. Once that's all finished, I'm going to go ahead and finish up the planking. Now when that's done, I'm going to open up the shutter bays for the guns. and the kit gives you these gun cartridges, your cannon cartridges, and these things here are actually don't have wheels on them. They're affixed to the deck at the time, because at that time they didn't have tackle, and where they could be able to trice up the guns or lash them down to keep them from recoiling too far. So the coiling lashings they didn't have so actually the gun cartridges were affixed to the deck itself, so they ain't going nowhere. That's before technology changed. So this ship is ancient. It's 1500s, and they were at the beginning of the design of the beautiful sailing ships, the tall ships of this era. Like I said in the beginning of the video, the origin of this vessel is unknown. It could be French, Portuguese, Spanish, it could be Norwegian, it could be anything. So they all have the same kind of hull lines, but I'm saying that this thing is Spanish. And she's an armed merchantman for her time. A beautiful little ship she is. Then once I get the shutter bays done, I'm going to go ahead and mix me some stain. This top course here has got to be green, and the second course down below here, right above the strake, right across here, is going to be red. All the way up to the trail board. And right here on the rails right here, and rails here, there's going to be shields. Now, I kept looking at the kits and said, where are these goddamn shields at? Then to my surprise, and my delight, I found them. They're right here. The kit gives you these shields here. The instruction booklet says in the back of these shields, paint them green. Now they are in turn mounted to each one of these uprights to your rail stanchions. Got one shield there, 2, 3, 4, so it'll hide a lot of stuff there, but it'll be okay. And plus, when I get done that, I got to finish up the rail work all the way up here and put the knees and the belaying benches on here, and put the shields on here too. So that's how that goes. And to my light, I found these. Also, you got the crow's nest awnings on here too. This is some kind of plastic. It's all been pre-cut already, but it's nice. It's a nice touch. These shields are very, very colorful shields. They're like stickums on here or something. You probably gotta have some wood backing on that. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put some wood backing on it. You just can't affix a stickum decal to a piece of wood like this. So that's gonna be a very simple chore to do. And the remainder of the pieces is got the catwalk on here, which fits the top of the main deck up to the forecastle. Got your crow nest, your base platforms on here, and you got your front house, which goes to the poop deck, which is right here. That closed that off. So I got a lot of work doing this thing. The hard part's over this thing, fellas. So my main goal tonight is get this plank all ripped, get it laid down this deck, and finish up the planking on it. Then I go ahead and open up the shutter bays, finish up the rail work up here, put the belaying bench on here, then go ahead and make my stain, get this all done. And so I got a lot of little work to do on this thing. It won't take long once it's going gets going. So that's about as far as I got on this beautiful little girl right here. So swing around this way on the port side. Get a good view of that on the port side too. So that's how I was getting the idea. It looks kind of pretty, you know, just have a different kind of wood. You got a plank deck that planked here. This here is mahogany, but it breaks up the deck. So I'm going to go ahead and plank this deck like I mentioned a while ago. It's only right to do that. So it won't take long once I get those planks ripped on there. Then I can go ahead and finish up the planking on the side. And the transom came out real nice. I got I still got a lot of work to do in the transom, but I spent about 4 or 5, almost 4.5 hours just on tidying up this build here. And I found a couple flaws on it, and I tore it out and started over again. And it was well worth tearing out, guys. It really is. So I got the transom all tied in real nice and square and flush on here. I do a lot of tidy up work here. There, I'm gonna color these bay windows out right here. I'm gonna use acetate on there. I'm gonna paint the blue acetate and using contact cement. I'm gonna glue them on here. And I'm gonna take some wire. Take a wire and twist it. Lay it on an anvil or a hard area. I take a hammer and give it a couple good-fashioned whacks. It'll flatten out, and you'll get your scrolling across here. A little tip right here, guys. So anybody want to put scrolling on here in back of your old period chips, these scrolling, best thing to do is get wire. You take your wire and you twist it, 2 pair of pliers. You twist it till it's twist it nice and neat. You lay the twisted wire on a piece of flat metal or a hard surface, like a metal piece of metal. Then take a hammer and just beat the daylights out of it. It'll flatten out. You can see the decoration of the scroll. You can shape it and put it on here. It looks nice. So it wasn't much for officers' quarters. Wasn't much for quarters of this thing. This thing probably. There were no hammocks in those days on the Spanish galleon. There were more or less people slept on the decks. So I guess the captain of the Cortez Special is he's probably made aft and had his little private room right there where he can view the fantail of the ship and take a look at his empire when he gets done. But it's come along pretty well, and I enjoy this ship very much. It's a pretty ship, she is. And I'm really enthused on building this thing. I'm still amazed I'm still on this thing. So, make a long story short, guys, this is a joyous build. And so, on the next video, this hull will be done. I shall have that posted probably one day, probably Wednesday of next week. That'll be the next video on this. But I gotta get hot on the wood fork, which I'll be making a video after this. Then I'll prepare for the Airfix 1/72 scale online build of the Handley Page Victor bomber. Okay, guys, we'll send the camera back to yours truly and finish up the vid. Okay, guys, I'm having such a joyous time working on the Spanish galleon, and I'm taking my time on it. And I keep looking at it, see if I can find any mistakes I can carry out and start over again. So far, I haven't found any mistakes yet. Well, I don't mind demolishing a model, but you shouldn't have to. You got to take one piece and you put it on there and make sure it's right. The first time you have to go back, but like I say, when you keep a building and go there, you start doing random building, you start making mistakes. And believe you me, you got a lot of trained eyes out there and critics that see stuff like that and they'll point it out to you. So it's always good to take care of that problem before it does arise into a situation like that. Okay, guys, this kit is very ancient, like I said. I think I got this thing back in 1962, I think it was. I bought it on the ship store on the USS Oxford. And they had a hobby shop ship store, and there I bought it, and I sent it home. It's been sitting in a box all those years until now. And I regret that I've been laying around idle that many years. So like I said before, guys, I can't stress any more than I have to right now. If you get ancient kits like this, like these old building kits, they got to be tackled immediately. If you don't, they'll crumble away and you'll have nothing. Nothing but a sheet of plans and a bunch of sawdust and wood parts. And since I applied polyurethane on this thing, it's really sprung life back. It's gave the wood its second chance of being alive again. And it's pretty, very pretty. I like that natural wood on these things. I mean, really, it shows up the fidelity. I got a lot of planking to do. I got planking on the aft of the forecastle superstructure, and on the poop deck superstructure. I got to plank that. I got a lot of work to do, so that's no problem. So right now I'm gonna go rip me up a bunch of planks, prepared to plank the deck on this thing, and get this thing all planked off. Open up the shutter bays and the trail boards up there forward of the superstructure. Go ahead and put the handrail and the shields on there. Get the rudders and get the motor line sanded down real well, mask off, take that, and get the rudder mounted, put the fittings on there. It's gonna be fun. So there'll be an improvement on next Wednesday when I shoot the video number 7 on this. Okay guys, this is Frankie Day signing off. God bless you guys. So please stay tuned. I got 2 more videos coming up. Like I said, I got the Orange Brook coming up after this one here. And we got the online build of the Victor Bomber. We got that shaking down nice, so look forward to that guys, because I know I am. Be good to Mama. Make Mama happy. Get the honeydew list done. Let her know you love her, and she'll let you build models all day long for eternity, and make her happy. And this Frankie Day signing off. God bless you guys. Happy modeling. Please subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye, boys.